Hi, this video is going to show you how to do this activity called the Big One, where you're going to be researching some earthquakes that have happened in the past. And if you click on this link, it will take you to the US Geological Survey site, where you can look up past earthquakes and get information about them. So we're going to go ahead and choose some search criteria. I don't want really small magnitudes. I might say 4.5 and above. I might say rather than the past 7 days. I'm kind of curious about the Northridge earthquake, so I'm going to go ahead and put, I know the Northridge earthquake was in 1994, so let's go 1994, January 1st to 1994, December 31st. So I'm going to look at all the earthquakes that happened in a year. I could look at just the United States, but I just first want to see around the whole world what that looks like. Okay, so in the year 1994, around the world with earthquakes that were, I forgot what our magnitude was, 4 point something and above, there were 4,194 earthquakes. And if you look at the map, it's quite fascinating because these earthquakes are not just evenly spread over the whole globe, but they tend to follow these lines or kind of boundaries, which we'll be learning about later. But it kind of gives scientists clues that, wow, if all the earthquakes are happening along kind of certain lines, what is that line? Might that be like a crack in the crust? And so that's how they learned about these different plates, tectonic plates, because they realized that the shifting was causing these earthquakes, and the earthquakes were always happening along the same lines. So if you look, here we are, not so safe, along the west coast of the United States. Lots of earthquakes right there. Oof, look at this. This is like Asia and India. So this is kind of a shaky area. So let's go ahead and we need to pick 6. So I'm going to go ahead and sort it by largest magnitude. And just to do one as an example, I know that the Northridge one was 6.7, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Okay, and that's going to give us some information right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this link right here so it opens it up. And it tells us, here's the latitude, longitude, the location of this earthquake, which we know is in Northridge or Reseda. Here's the date and the time, and this is the depth of the earthquake. If we click on here for impact summary, we're going to find out more details. 60 people were killed, more than 7,000 injured, 20,000 homeless, more than 4,000 buildings damaged. So that was a pretty significant earthquake. I'm going to just put that here. Okay, that didn't paste very well. I will fix it. But you get the idea of what sort of notable facts are to write there. Here I'm going to go ahead and put the date, January 17th, 1894. The magnitude was 6.7. The location was Reseda. The latitude, longitude was 34 north and 118, I'm going to round it, 119 west. 34 north, 34 degrees north, and 119 degrees west. So you're going to go ahead and fill in information from 6 other earthquakes. You can choose any of them. I'm going to close that, so you can pick any. And I think it looks like they mark in red the ones that are 6.3 and above. But there's kind of lower ones. Let's see what the highest one was. Okay, 8.3 in the Kuril Islands. Kind of curious because, so if they're sort of off the coast or on these islands, they might not create as much damage if nobody lives there. So here, let's take a look at the impact summary. Okay, well, it was a huge earthquake. 10 people were killed or missing. Okay, and it gives, oh, this was off the coast. And it created a tsunami. So you're going to go ahead and pick 6 earthquakes, and then you're going to choose one of the 6 and describe it in more detail. Okay, so I might pick this one, the one in the Kuril Islands, and just kind of explain it more. Or if you want to do, the Northridge one, you can give a little more information. You can answer these questions. How often does it cause fatalities? Put a star next to any earthquake in your table that caused fatalities. So I might come back and put a star next to this one. I guess I'll put a star next to this one. Okay, and then do the biggest earthquakes always cause the most fatalities? Okay, so hopefully as you look at different earthquakes, you'll notice sometimes they cause fatalities and sometimes not. And the question is it always the bigger ones that cause more fatalities? And then you're going to go ahead and mark on here your 6 earthquakes. So if if you're using Cami to edit this, you can just get a little color dot and just put the dot where your 6 earthquakes are. And hopefully you're comfortable with doing that after you've done some latitude, longitude practice. Okay? And you might need to just kind of label which side is east, which side is west, which side is north, and which side is south, and that will help you plot. If you have trouble plotting, I think there's already a map as well on here. And I guess if you zoom it out enough, you might be able to see in general where this is. This is right off the coast of Japan. Okay, so sort of if you're in the right ballpark. So if you're putting a dot on your map and you're over here and you're not over here, then you know that you're on the wrong side. You're over on west instead of east. Okay, so if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. And otherwise, I hope you have a good time doing this activity.